Helps podcast, where we together try to find the calm amidst the chaos of everyday life. Derek Evans here, your host, also the founder at hopeithelps.org. Today we're going to talk about how no one has it all figured out, and mostly why that's okay, and actually a really good thing. It's one of those things that's contrary to popular belief or what most people would think about this subject, but when you really look at the facts, you find that one thing is true that's actually better. So we're so used to understanding certain aspects of life that we believe one day we will also understand life itself in that same way. So we believe that it's possible to one day essentially have it all figured out. When something breaks, for example, we fix it. We realize that we just had to keep trying and we'll figure it out. When we finally get a promotion that we've been waiting years for, we realize that hard work and patience really pays off, but we always figure it out. We figure out how it is to make things happen or to get to things that we want. In both of these examples, for example, we get this sense of accomplishment or finality for reaching the goal or the desired result. We believe that we figured it out by one means or another. This happens all day long with everything we do, just about. So it's easy to understand why we might believe the same thing about life itself, especially if we've embarked on a spiritual journey of any sort, for which the goal might be just that, to figure out life. Why are we here? What are we doing? You look out into the stars and look up in the sky and you go, man, there's a bunch of faraway places out there, but what's crazy is we're one of those places. We're in that. That's what we are. We are just one of those dots. That's what we're on. We're a teeny piece of one of those dots. And so what we discover, I think, on this path is that nothing compares to life, and no one has it all figured out. This thought process starts when we're young, through the admiration of others, role modeling. We look up to people who we believe have life figured out completely. It might be an athlete or a musician or a TV person. It makes sense to think that these people have life figured out. I mean, playing basketball for a living, being on TV, making millions of dollars. What else in life is there to figure out, especially when you're young? You think, man, you figure out how to make money, you can have anything you want. As time goes on, and that belief gets buried deeply within us. And we really believe that. If we can just make enough money, we can have anything we want. As time goes on, we realize there's more to life. Much, much more. But we still believe there are people out there who have it all figured out. We just shift who we think those people are in our heads based on what we now believe to be ideal. So when we were a kid, ideal was play a sport, sing songs, make lots of money. Now as we get older and we realize that probably isn't going to happen, or these are our options for ways to exist, it changes things. For example, in the spiritual world, someone might think that a Zen master has life figured out. They've got life boiled down to being fully present in the moment and remove the clutter of their lives in exchange for clarity. Ask a Zen master, though. Ask a Zen master. He or she will tell you that they don't have life figured out and that, they face the same challenges as anybody. Ask the same question. Ask that question to Brad Pitt, Tom Brady, a lottery winner, a retired millionaire in his 30s, and anyone else, that might seem on the surface that they have life all figured out. That if we could just be them, we could be happy. If any of them are being honest, they'll say the same thing. Everyone has problems. Everyone has challenges. That's part of it. The bad news, which turns out to be good though, is that once we realize that everyone has problems and everyone has challenges, it seems like a downer at first, because that which we have been striving for, to be whatever that is, or to become this person that's going to make us happy, is most likely motivated by a desire to eliminate those issues from our lives. For example, many people work very hard to make lots of money and are motivated because they believe that once they have enough money, they won't have to worry about anything else. Their family will be safe and secure with no worries in the world. The problem is that this never happens. So the bad news in this case, however, turns out to be good, because becoming aware of the reality that we'll be facing being human, regardless what we grasp for or try to achieve, that's a huge step to take. To realize that, you know what, no matter what, changing all these outside things isn't going to change the work I need to do inside. That's what it boils down to. That alone can liberate us if we realize that. But if nothing else, it'll put things in perspective. And man, I really feel for the people who have to learn that the hard way. I mean, imagine if you worked your whole life to make a lot of money and you were successful and you made a lot of money, but you weren't happy because you never really did anything that you loved. You never got the chance to do some simple things that would really bring you a lot of joy. There's no reason not to do those simple things that bring you joy. So the good news now, that was the bad news. The good news now is that once you soak in the bad news, the good news actually becomes great. Because now we can stop spending our energy, focus on something that we know will not bring us fulfillment. And we can point ourselves towards something that will. We can see the illusion now. It's like learning how a magician does a particular trick. Some people refer to these little epiphanies as insights or enlightenment, but you don't need to label it. So, what will make us happy then? If it's not the things that we were striving for, if it's not money, if it's not being famous or popular, what will make us happy? It's actually the reason I created the 10 Steps to Bliss. You can try it on my page at hopeithelps.org. That's how you figure it out. It's how I figured it out. It's how a lot of people have figured it out. You do these steps, you express these things, you go through this process in a short period of time, and you really do figure out your dharma. And I always refer to your dharma as your creative purpose, not just your purpose. People always want to know, what is the purpose in life? Everyone's got a different purpose. There's not one purpose for all of us. Well, then what's your purpose? Your purpose is your creative purpose. Mine is my creative purpose. So what do we create? What can we create that we enjoy creating, that we're good at creating? Is it music? Is it business plans? What is it? What is it that we can create that we are really good at? And if we can do that, then we can really achieve that fulfillment in Dharma. So fulfillment is what we truly seek once we see through this illusion of material happiness. You may find fulfillment, of course, in a variety of different ways. Fulfillment is something that is almost indescribable. If you think about it, when was the last time you felt fulfilled? Now, if you can remember a time when you felt that, then that'll be key to figuring out how to get back there. When did you feel fulfilled? Was it when you were helping a homeless person with a few dollars? Was it when you were babysitting some kids? Was it when you were at work doing a really good job and helping people at your work with what you do? When do you feel that way? You know, there are a lot of different times in which you can do that, but whatever brings us that deep fulfillment, that is what we need to do. The hard part is we often think of what might bring us fulfillment, but that activity or job doesn't add up money-wise. You might say, I've always wanted to be an elementary school teacher, for example, but they make $30,000 a year, and I need to make $100,000 a year to pay my bills. So this money test causes many people to follow a path of materialism versus a path of fulfillment. It's just reality. And we just learned that money won't make us happy. So what's more important, happiness or money? What if I told you, here's the question to ask yourself. What if I told you I could give you $10 million cash right now, but you'd be miserable the rest of your life? Or take every cent in your bank account away, and you'd be the happiest person in the world. Which would you choose? Think about that. I give you 10 million cash right now, but you're going to be miserable. Or I'm going to take every cent you have, but I promise you'll be the happiest person in the world. It's really interesting because in this scenario, it's easy to understand how valuable happiness is. It's very, very valuable. That we don't give it that much value for some reason. I'm not sure why. We'd definitely be better off if we did. Here's the great relief of it all. We've all done this. We've looked at someone we admired or someone we don't know at all, and we've said to ourselves, that person's really got it figured out. I wish I had their life. I wish I was that person. It may just be an instant, but we have that thought. We all have. For some reason, when we look at other people, it often appears as if they have something figured out that we don't. Maybe it's because we're just seeing them at their best moment, and we don't follow them around all day, and therefore we don't know all the dirt, if you will. But the truth is, no one has it made. Life is as tough for you and me as it is anyone else, rich, poor, famous, or unheard of. We all fight the same battle in life. This is a liberating concept. Once you realize it, you stop grasping for all those things that you think are going to fix it, and you just be. And once you learn to just be, now you can see everything in a totally different way. The value hierarchy is corrected. No one's got it all figured out. But when we experience those moments where we think we do, enjoy it, because it's a great feeling. Happy meditating. I really hope it helps. Namaste.